Great. Welcome everybody to this webinar that you joined in to hear more about the Master in Visual Design and Communications from Raffles in Milano. Now, before we go over to Milan, where we have a great presenter set up for you, I'm just going to explain a little bit of the interactive options. So my name is Luc Mulling. I'm the moderator of today. And we have different ways to interact. First of all, via the chat, as I saw already some people do. You can tell us where you're logging in from. That way it's nice for us to see the variety of people. Also, of course, important is if you have any questions, you can write those at any time through the panel next to it in questions. And also to mention for people that would watch the recording, you can also do that. Also, we will open up a couple of polling questions. So that way we get to know you a little bit better and get some feedback from you as well. So look out for those. And last but not least, we have a little panel called React at the bottom. If you click on that, you can give a reaction of choice. If you hear something that you like, and exactly, those are just nice to see, that there's some interactivity going, and especially for the presenter, of course, as well. And talking about the presenter, let's go over to Milan, where we have Jacopo set up, and he will introduce himself and go into the presentation. Good luck.
Yes, thank you, Luke, and welcome everybody. Welcome to the design world. I would just like to add one additional remark to the options that you have, because you can also download some handouts that we prepared for you. And in particular, you have the course brochure, which we will go through together later, but also the admission process of the masters that we're talking about today. So in the apps handouts section that you have at the bottom of the page, don't forget to download such documents because they are very important. So before we move on, I would like to spend a few words in general about Raffles Milano and Raffles Education Network in general, because we were born in Europe, in Milano, but we are not a standalone school. We are part of the largest education network of the world, with 16 campuses worldwide, specifically in Asia, as you can see from the map. Our headquarters are in Singapore, but we then developed a lot in China, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, and more. But the latest addition to this great network of design schools worldwide was Milano, and I will tell you why in just a minute, even though I have the feeling that you know the answer already. Before going to our relationship with Milano, you saw some keywords in the video that we just played, which sum up our identity, our philosophy. And I would like to spend a few words on them because they really represent what we stand for, regardless the course that you will choose to do with us. First of all, we are an international school, so we are cosmopolitan, and we're based in Milano, so in Italy, but we are not an Italian school school, with English courses like many others. We are a truly international school with headquarters in a truly international city. So we are able to welcome international students from all over the world. Our faculty is not just made of Italian teachers, but it's filled with international guests and lecturers, and also the staff is international. So English is the language that you will hear the most in our corridors and in our classrooms. Then we are also hybrid. And what does it mean? You will see that a lot today. It means that regardless the course of your choice, we would like you to experiment with other aspects of creativity. So we are talking about today the course in Visual Design and Communication, but during the course, you will have opportunities to deal with other master courses, like the one in Product and Interior Design or the one in fashion design, but also with other undergraduate courses. Because, for example, we will organize a workshop in which you will all work together, responding to a real-life briefing from a real-life company. And you have only 72 hours to do that. And this is why you will also be able to sleep at school if this is what you want and need to complete the project. But why is this? It's because the creativity world is very difficult to compartmentalize. And right now, a creative people should be able to say yes to their client in a variety of aspects. We will talk about this, for example, when we speak about the course coordinator, Luca Andrea Ricci, who is the founder of Wonderlust Studio. And you will see this hybridization of disciplines into real life, because it's a recording studio, it's a shop about fashion, they realize branding and visual communication. So it's important that you also understand that your creativity is borderless, like our creativity is borderless. Then a few other keywords are connected with respectful. Why is this respectful? The school is a boutique school. We are a very small school in the center of Milano. And thanks to the size that we would like to keep this way, the classes are made of students with between 5 and 15 students according to the course. And this is super important for two reasons. The first reason is the human touch, the human relationships that you will develop, not just with your classmates, also with all the other students at school, but most importantly with your teachers. Because being so few will enable every teacher to know you personally, to develop a personal connection, to be able to call you if they need help for any specific project. And most of the times, our teachers are the first source of job opportunities for our students, even before our career service, which we have. But sometimes our students don't need to get to the career service because they will have found their own job opportunities thanks to this network, personal and professional, that they could develop thanks to the size of the school. And then it's a possibility for us to tailor-made the educational experience, because if a class is small and you have a particular interest that you want to develop, you will be able to ask about this to the course. You will be able to discuss this with your classmates. We are able to customize the learning experience also according to your personal interest. And this is super important. Last but not least, we are able to provide you with the gateway to Asia. We are the only one school in Europe with such a huge network on our back in the Asian countries, which are developing markets. And so in case you would like to explore job opportunities, professional opportunities in India, in China, in Vietnam, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, wherever you want, where we do have a network, we have a network of schools that are ready to help. And so this is something that you should also take into consideration. We talked about the size of the school. As you can see, it's a small building. It's 4 stories in the center of Milano. It's in Porta Venezia, and I will go to our relationship with Milano in a few moments. But I would like you to check out the interiors of our school before we move on. So please, let's play the video. So at school, you will have all the facilities and technologies which are going to be useful for your study. But what we would like to highlight in our methodology is that we would like you to build, once again, your professional network inside and outside of the school. Meaning that when you will leave Raffles Milano, you already have in your portfolio, in your hands, a valuable network of professionals which are going to be useful for your creative professions, because they might be your client, because they might be your service provider, because you will be already a part of the creative industry of Milano. And this is how we would like to highlight our connection with the city. And speaking about that, why Milano is so important and so is the right place to study a creative discipline, because somehow over the years it developed an environment which, thanks to a few events during the year, for example the Design Week, which is the most important one of the world, or the Fashion Week, which is one of the four most important fashion weeks of the world, it has been a magnet for creatives, it's been a magnet for design studios. Not only those events provide the right opportunity for brands to be in, but also for services connected to such companies. So it's true, we have a lot of design companies and fashion companies, but they need advertising agencies, they need visual communication agencies, they need events, they need to communicate themselves. And this provides a huge opportunity for you as visual designers to operate in an environment which is rich of working opportunities, and especially it's rich of opportunities to speak among yourself. It's not a place where you will be the only professional in town, but there is a huge variety of events, of networking opportunities, of possibilities to develop this network that we will start creating at school. And why Raffles? Why you should study with us? Because I mentioned before, creativity has no borders, and we are able, thanks to our methodology, to let you experiment all fields of creativity while studying your specific course. We spoke about the size of the class. We spoke about the fact that there are sometimes more teachers than students, and how this is important for you because of your personal relationship with them, but also because we are able to deliver individual tutoring. And who are our teachers? Our teachers are prominent figures of the creative environment in Italy and abroad. And I would like to start this presentation about the specific course that we're talking about today, the Master's in Visual Design and Communication at Raffles Milano, by sharing the brochure, please, but also to speak a little bit about our course coordinator. So who is our course coordinator? And by the way, he says hi. He is in Venice right now at the Biennale of Architettura. He's presenting an event today, and this is why he couldn't be with us today. But this is the reason why, your teachers are not going to be, professors at the university who did their last event 15 years ago. No, they are professionals working and living the current industry of creativity, which are able to bring to the class every day what's going on. So I'm sure that the course participant of this year edition of the Masters will hear from him directly what happened in Venice during the Biennale. So, Luca Ricci is the creative director of Wanderlust Vision. And I mentioned the fact that creativity has no borders, and I will shortly share my screen to show you his website, because I think that this is a very nice example of what hybridization of disciplines means. Because Wanderlust Vision, as you can see, what is it? It's an event platform, so they make events. It's a record label, they produce music. It's a creative agency that deals with branding, so visual, but also strategy and product development, so also going into building real objects. It's a moving process that highlights the connection between disciplines and evolves and transforms according to the needs and challenges of the present times. And for example, let's say they make a magazine, so they do printing, or no, they speak about this, and they speak about creatives. They have a journal, so they publish what's going on, for example, in this product development project where they design a helmet. They publish the visual identity also of the records that they produce. And they have a fashion label with shirts and all other, and all other apparel items. Or the last project, it's did for somebody else, so for Polartech. And once again, this is, and let's go back to the course brochure. It's an example of how creativity right now is interconnected, and how, thanks to the profession that you chose, the visual communication, you will be able to work in any aspect, in any industry that you want. This is an example that I always make to my students, is if you're not sure in which industry you would like to work, a good idea is to work in the graphic design and visual communication, because then you will be able to choose any industry that you want, because anybody needs a visual communication designer or a graphic designer. Like food, you can be the graphic designer for the food industry. You like to make a lot of money, you can work for pharmaceuticals. You want to work in fashion, they need graphic designers, they need storytellers. You will be able to work in fashion. So the visual communication and design is really a key to enter whatever industry and whatever project that you would like to work about, highlighting once again the power of this tool, the visual communication tool in the contemporary society, where the images took over the words by a million times. So now you know a little bit what Wanderlust Vision Studio does. Luca Ricci is its example, but let's go a little bit deeper into the program and what are the subjects that you will study. Give me a second. I will just go back to the website, because I would like you to see something. So I will just share my screen once again. Here it is, and I will check the master courses. The visual design and communication includes the following topics. So we will start from research and concept generation, because sometimes you will have a client and sometimes you would like to develop a personal project, but you can never start if you don't start from the research and then concept generation. Sometimes these two elements you will do on your own. Sometimes you will do by dealing with other professionals, the clients, and there will be an exchange. Then we will develop different projects according to different potential elements of the visual, the visual design world, which is very, very vast. So we will do some branding, you will do some art direction, you will do some graphics and integrated communication, you will do some publishing and typography, meaning the subjects connected with printing, but you will also do data display, for example, which is more connected with the digital world, so digital and user interface design, with a touch also of wayfinding and science, which is the visual communication applied to the interior design, to the design of spaces. So in addition to all of that, well, every one of those subjects, or the majority of them, will also develop in real life projects in which you will be able to build your portfolio. So that's a very important thing that I forgot to mention before. We would like you to come out of the masters with a strong portfolio in terms of works, but also in terms of partnerships that you work with. And for example, I would kindly ask the direction to play a video about a project that we developed this year together with a partner, in which the work of our students really saw the light of the day, because their work is now in some t-shirts. Now you will understand what it means. So please play the video. Why is this important? It's because it's not an exercise. It's not some fake briefing or case study that a professor constantly brings to the student year after year. No, it's a real company coming to the school with specific needs, and the class of that year work to make this a reality. And to have a project in your portfolio that is not just an exercise because you designed for Nike, for example, but Nike never seen that particular project. But to actually have a real company which produced your idea is much more valuable than anything else in the world when you present yourself, when you present your portfolio to a job interview or to a client or whoever you have in front of yourself. So I would like to show you once again, and give me 1 second, the example of what it means and the kind of projects that our students develop when they study in this particular masters. This one, the digital narrative explosion, it's a digital project. So you've seen some visual communication applied to branding. We developed the new brand identity of that brand, and this turned into 14 t-shirts. But our students also worked in the digital world. So an explosion of digital creativity. They partnered with Giga Design Studio. So not only they provided the concept and the visual aspect, but they also were connected a lot with the production of what it means to go from the idea to the realization in a digital environment of one's project. And they started from some keywords, for example, cursors or button or window of the digital world, and then they applied some effects, and now I will show you some of them. So this, for example, is the cursor. So if I move my cursor through the screen, I don't see the cursor, but I see images appearing or disappearing. You see right now I am on the left side of the screen and I'm moving my cursor and some images appear or disappear. But what is the other action that I can do with my cursor? I can, for example, click. And if I click, what happens? There is a deepening of some sort. So for example, we start 6200 before Christ, and we speak about some tools that were used in that time to survive. And if I click once again, I go back to my first page, to my home page, where I can click once again. And therefore, there is a story of tools, there is the story of visual communication narrated through a very fun and interactive, playful way. So it's a way for us to play a little bit without meaning, but also if we would like to go on and deeper into this, this timeline of tools and visual communication applied to tools, we can have some more info and knowledge about this. I will go on. I'm just clicking right now, and you will see kills. You will see. I'm so sorry, I clicked the wrong one, and I can go directly to the blinking cursor, or I can go to the digital wristwatch, or I'm going right now at the bottom of the page with the last tool that the students mapped, which is the pinch to zoom by Apple. So it's a story of the cursor from 6200, the Jurassic era, to the 2007. Very interesting. Then another one is buttons. So what happens if I click on such buttons? I would leave you to it. So you can look for this project on our website and then play with a different set of buttons. Or what happens with windows? I can open and close an image to reveal the hidden side of it. Or if you remember what is this image, then you will find some surprises. Or you have this painting that can then hide something else. And there is a lot of such images where if you open a window, then will reveal something else. So all of this is a way to let you experiment with digital tools, but then to create your own story, because that's the most important thing. That's the I'm so sorry, that's it. That's the most important thing. The visual communication should be used as a tool to tell a story. So we would like you to be both critical thinkers, where you can choose the story to tell, but also to be able to realize and to make the story come to life with a different set of tools, both in the real and the digital world. So let's go back. Yes, thank you very much to the presentation. We need to skip to the slide. Thank you very much. And let's talk a little bit about life in Raffles. Once again, I see that you already started asking questions, so feel free to keep on asking questions, because I will be able to answer them at the end of this short presentation. So, life in Raffles, we would like to make the experience of your staying at school, but also of your life in Milano, as simple as possible. And this is why every year we keep on making agreements with magazines, healthy food brands, or shops, or accommodation providers, or events in the city that will make the experience of your life in the school, but also in Milano, as smooth as possible. We are partners of the Design Week, we are partners of the Fashion Week, we are partners of every major event in town, and you will have a privileged access to it. But the school will not be a place where you only come to study. It's also a place where you can come and live in your free time. We will not force you to be here, but you can spend time here if you want. You will have your personal locker room. There are a lot of public spaces for study, for eating, for reading. There's a library, there's a terrace, there's a garden. You can definitely spend some time with us. But it's very important that for master courses, you will only have classes from Wednesday to Friday, leaving you the beginning of the week and the weekend free for you. If you have any work project as a freelancer, for example, on the side, if you would like to develop personal project, if you do have other commitments, you will be able to do so. So we are thinking about this masters for young professionals. If you do have some something else to do in your life, like it's normal, you will have time to do so. I started mentioning some interdisciplinary workshops like the 72 hours, but I didn't mention the portfolio night, for example, or the fact that the Milano Design Week is not just going to be a moment for our design students to, product and interior design to work and live, but it's going to be a very hectic moment for you because the school will be closed. Actually, it's not going to be closed. There will be no classes. The school will be open to showcase the projects that you will work on during the interdisciplinary workshops with companies, but you will also have time to go around on your own or with our teachers and explore the design week and explore the different aspects and layers and elements of the design week. Because yes, product and interior design is the center, but you will see when you come here, the city goes crazy and it's a festival for the eyes because everybody wants to communicate at the best that they can. And so there is a lot of inspiration for you to take. And the same goes for the Milano Moda graduate fashion shows, because it's not a moment just for our fashion students, but also for our students from any other disciplines, because you will help our fashion students in presenting themselves, maybe with a video, maybe with a website. I don't know, this would be your choice. I also mentioned the career service, which sometimes is going to be useful because the portfolio night, because we will help you with the competitions and internships, but most of all, because of our connections with Indeed and Krebs for personal branding. We will be in touch with you in the last months of your experience with us. I remember you that our courses start in November and end in October. So we will say that around summertime, we will be in touch with you to help you start your personal branding and to create your portfolio and then to pitch your portfolio and profile to companies and studios, both nationally and internationally. But sometimes this will not be necessary because you already have a job opportunity thanks to your personal connection with our teachers. Last but not least, admission process. How does this work? I will just highlight the few steps here, but keep in mind that you have the detailed document available in the handouts section for you to download. So please go there, download it, and check out every single step in detail. Right now, it's just important for you to know that me, my colleague Eva, and my colleague Laura will be your personal advisors to go through the steps of this admission process. You can book by replying to the email that we will send you or we already sent you after registering to this workshop, or by writing to our generic email. We will go deeply into the subject, and we will reply to any doubt that you might have. The second step of the admission process is to gather the documents. So we will need your passport, we will need your CV, we will need your portfolio, we will need your previous studies. If you have a language certificate, the list of, the checklist of such documents is available in the PDF file. You will send them to us in an email. We will check it, and then we will prepare your admission dossier that we will send to the academic director or course leader for an admission interview, which is the step 3. You will have this interview with this member of the faculty. It's not an exam. We will not, ask you how much you know about visual culture, but we would like to know who you are as a student, as a person, why you decided to take on this journey, why you made this choice about Raffles Milano instead of other schools. We will check out if you read the brochure that is available for you to download or not. We will ask you what will be your favorite subjects or how you would like to use this course to improve your professional or personal life. And after this interview, we will give you the admission confirmation. After the admission confirmation, the final step, it's just paperwork. So you will need to sign some documents and you will need to go on with some payments and then confirm your place in the class. Concerning payments, we do have scholarships and discount and financial aid available. So this is the link which you can access to check out what's currently active and what has already expired. I can already anticipate that the scholarship competition just expired, but there are a few scholarships available for some selected courses. And this one, the Master in Visual Design and Communication, still has some scholarships available. So our suggestion is to start the admission process by sending us the documents as soon as possible, possibly within the end of this week. Because if you do so, we will be able to consider you for the scholarship assignment of those scholarships which were not assigned in the first round. So believe me, it's a huge opportunity. We do have 50% scholarships and 30% scholarship available right now, but the deadline is really soon. We really need to receive your documents within the end of this week to let you in this additional opportunity. Don't forget about this. And now it's time for your questions. So don't be shy, and let's have this conversation.
Okay, that's where I come back in. And indeed, thank you for pointing those things out, Jacobo. As also mentioned, indeed, you can download the handouts in the section apps at the bottom, just to highlight that. There you can find the brochure and the admissions. So by all means, as it was already pointed out, do take advantage of that. And also you can book the personal meeting. That's where you saw the link from as well. All right, let's go through the questions. We have a question from Adi, which I think was answered, but just to make sure, in terms of scholarships. So you did just go over that. Anything to add to that, Adi?
No, I will add something to this because since there is a question, I'm happy that there is interest about the subject, because in order to be accepted as a recipient of the scholarship, in addition to the documents that I just mentioned, you need to send a video. It should be a creative video, so you are free, to put. You are visual communicators. It can be, I don't know, an animation. It can be a scroll of your Instagram. It can be. I don't have to give you ideas. You will have better ideas than I have. But we would like to receive a video in which you tell us, well, first of all, who you are. Second of all, what is creativity for you? And third of all, why you're choosing Raffles Milano. The video should be no longer than 2 minutes. And you can send this video as a link, as a file, as you want, together with your admission documents to my attention, Laura's attention, or Eva's attention, so that we can consider you for assigning the remaining scholarship. So don't forget the documents listed in the admission section, and 2-minute video about who you are, what is creativity for you, and why Raffles Milano, the most creative that you can get.
Okay, so great. So creativity is already being tested. Very good. And we go over to the next question from Carla. Carla is saying, I want to learn more on design thinking. What is the content?
Okay, so design thinking, well, that's a huge question. We could go and talk about this for hours, but I would try to keep it short. So design thinking is a methodology. Is the methodology of design applied to non-design world. Okay, so in the methodology of design, I mentioned before that there is the research, and then there is the conceptualization, and then there is the prototypization, and then there is the feedback that you get from your client or your user, and then you go back, because with the feedback, most probably you will have to change something from what happened before. And if you apply this methodology, which is typical of design, which is typical of product design actually, to any creative projects, to the visual project, but also to any other project that you have in your life, to a business, to a home renovation, to whatever. It is proved that design thinking makes the project arrive at the end much better than if you don't use this kind of methodology. So, Carla, if you would like to learn about design thinking, enrolling to a design course such as this one will definitely provide you with the tools, but most of all with the experience to have done real projects with this methodology that then you can bring into your profession, your personal life, and so on and so forth. I hope this answered.
Okay, I hope so too, but otherwise let us know. And we have a next question from Elena asking about the difference between visual master from the branding master.
Of course, thank you, Elena, and most definitely, yes, it's different. They are both, I think that they are two sides of the same medal, let's say, because visual masters and branding master might, both work for the same brand, for example, but the branding master is more strategic. It will work on the brand as a value, as a concept, as an identity, which will also turn into some visual elements, but not only. It's important that visual designers have branding experience, and this is why there is a module of branding inside our masters. But then the visual master should be able to develop for real that strategy into a real communication and visual design project. So to make it very simple, the branding master prepares the strategic aspect of a brand, including the visual one, but not limited to the visual one. The visual master will have to understand what the branding is about of a specific brand, of a specific project, and then they will apply it to a visual design and visual communication project, but they will be in charge of making it for real. So there will be, I don't know, for example, the branding will have some, elements in which, I don't know, everything should be digital. Okay, because we are talking about a digital native brand and everything should be digital, then the visual master might work on the website or on the digital experience of the app or all the elements of this digital experience that was first conceived by our branding experts. So they are interconnected, they will work together, but they arrive at the moment of doing their own job in a second moment. And also, I hope this helps. So once again, if you're here and listening to this course, it's because you will participate in defining a strategy, but you will then be able to realize the visual aspects of the strategy. And this course is for you if you would like to be able to work in a practical way on the visual aspects. On the other hand, if you only would like to take part on the strategic part of it, but not limited to the visual, also in the marketing, the sales, the distribution, everything connected with the brand, the branding masters, which we have, it's also a very good choice for you. And I hope it helps. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. And if you'd like to know more, let us know. But otherwise, next question from Carla. Can you also help with the visas?
Yes, let's say to some extent, because the visa is a personal matter, but in order to apply to the visa, you will need some documents from us. So after you sign the documents, when you arrive to the fourth step of the admission process that we mentioned before, you will sign some documents and you will make the first part of the payment, which is the enrollment fee. This will allow us to produce some documents, the enrollment certificate or the visa invitation letter that you will need for the visa application. Then me, as your advisor or other advisors, will also guide you through the steps that you need to go through to ask for a visa, which involve sometimes the validation of your previous studies, or the pre-enrollment, which is a digital and online procedure, which then culminates with the visa appointment at the consulate, at the local consulate. Half of the documents that you need for this appointment we will give to you, but the other half, it will be your responsibility and your personal responsibility to produce them and to comply with the rules of the local embassy or consulate. So we will be there throughout all the steps. If there is any trouble, we can also intervene sometimes and add, and put a good word, let's say, to your visa application, but the only responsible for your visa application is you.
Okay. Good, thank you. Additional question from Carla. Does your university accept students from a different background of studies?
Yes, we do, provided that you show us in your portfolio, in your motivational letter, in your CV, and in the interview with your course coordinator that you have the hard skills and the soft skills necessary to enroll to that specific master's. When you start the conversation with us, we will then, let you have a self-evaluation chart of hard skills and soft skills. You will be honest in filling this in, and we will be able, thanks to the examination of your profile and your honesty in replying to such questions, to let you know if there is something else that you should study before being able to enroll, or if your profile is already enough. But this takes me to an interesting point that I forgot to mention before, which is the validity of the title. So Raffles Milano is a private university, and we offer at master's level a private master courses diploma. However, and why is this? Because thanks to this, we are not bound to old ministry regulations and old study plans that are not complying with the reality of the complex world. So thanks to our being private, we are able to adjust our masters every year to make sure that the tools that you're getting and the kind of experiences that you're getting are up to date with the current market requests. Having said that, we know that it's important for some of you to have validated university credits, because maybe you want to go on with your studies in another country later, you would like to teach in your home country. So we are giving this opportunity to our students by a partnership that we developed with Unimarconi Università in Roma. And thanks to this partnership, if you already have a validated bachelor degree, validated means that before arriving to Italy, not only you have the bachelor degree, but you also go through the validation process, which will validate your previous academic experience. After you finish the master with us, you can bring your previous education experience and our master through an online procedure at our partner university, Unimarconi, and get the credit validation out of the master's that you did with us. So you will get an accredited first-level master's degree. So yes, we accept students from different backgrounds. If you have a bachelor, our masters can turn from private to accredited. And I hope this helps.
Okay. I hope that's so too. Otherwise, let us know. I do see the thumbs up, so that might be a good indication.
Yes.
We go to the next, and for now, last question from Yura. What types of master are available for illustration and graphic design?
So if you're looking for a specific master's in illustration, unfortunately, this one course is not for you. But if you would like to be a graphic designer in general, that's exactly the master that's for you. Because a graphic designer nowadays needs to deal with a variety of disciplines, of technologies, of visual tools and elements that this masters is perfect if you would like to do that kind of work. We mentioned typography as an element of graphic design. We mentioned the digital experience, and as a graphic designer, you will be asked to work on, digital projects all the time. So if you're looking for a graphic design course, even though there is not the word graphic in this course, visual design and communication, that's the course for visual and graphic designers.
Okay, great. Thank you. I hope that answered that question as well. I'm going to put the link to the this program also now in the on the screen. So just to make sure that you have it. If you need more information, there you go. So if you click on that, you'll go to the website from this specific course. So that way you can click on it and open it up in your own pace. Have a look through it, and then if it didn't answer your questions. But of course, this is the moment. We still have a minute or so left.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then if you still have a last question. And I can say from my side that also thank you for providing your poll feedback, because I've opened up various polls. And actually, I'm quickly looking at it. So I do see that, let me see, there is also a poll about what people still want to look for the information they were looking for. Sorry, and the top one is also housing. So I don't know if that's something you can briefly mention.
Definitely. I mentioned briefly that we would like to make your experience in Raffles and in Milano as smooth as possible. And this is why we make some agreements every year with accommodation providers or agencies or even house owners. After our preliminary interview that you will have with me or one of the other advisors, we will share this list of agreements that we set up so that you can check out them and understand if for your own way of life and willingness to leave the city, you prefer to sleep in a dorm with other students in a residency, or to rent your own apartment or studio, or to share an apartment with other students. We provide you links of certified providers, so we know each and every one of them, and we know that they work in the best way possible for you to choose from, because just like the visa, the accommodation is very personal. So we can make some suggestions, but then the final decision and responsibility to choose the accommodation will be on you.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I don't see any further questions at this stage. So let me check the chat. I just think, so some people joined later, I noticed, and I think some people had to go as well. So we are recording this session, just to clarify. So if you join late, you can actually stay on. So if within minutes, it will restart. So if you miss the beginning, then you can just even conveniently just stay put and start watching it from the start. So hopefully that takes care of that as well. And yeah, those were the questions I see we have received. So then I think all of it is cleared up, I assume. And well, you already gave a lot of insights into the program, so I guess that takes care of it.
I would just like to
maybe last point over to you. Yeah, go ahead.
See you in Raffles Milano. That's all I have to say. We're really looking forward to seeing you here.
Great, thank you. And bye-bye for everybody.
Goodbye, see you soon. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.